considering what tweaks they're going to put into the pension reform package presented by the governor and also the general treasurer. Well, no matter what happens...
We've been trying to be pretty active, but unfortunately media coverage only seems to want to cover the tent and not our actions. So we're going to get more and more vigorous. So.
How many people left down there in the cold?
We got like 50 or 60 overnight, has been pretty consistent. More importantly than that, we've got a lot of other actions and stuff and things we're trying to highlight. A lot has happened in just the past few weeks that would really be disappointing to your average American, at least we'd like to think so. But people keep arguing over the holiday tree, so we're not really sure.
Do you think that the movement is dissipating at all? I mean, we don't read about it as much as we did before. They're throwing them out of certain cities. I noticed that Boston gave an ultimatum. We saw what happened on the West Coast. Now I understand that you're going to be marching on the State House on Saturday. Am I correct?
That's correct. We're not dissipating whatsoever. We're evolving. A lot of people seem to focus on the park and the numbers of people in the park, and that could be not only more disappointing, although that was initially how we got the attention, but you have to realize that, in this time people have been asking for us to focus, and we're focusing.
What are you focusing on? I told you that a long time ago. You got to have a mission of some sort.
Absolutely. What we're doing, we're trying to bring people's attention to a few certain things. We're here down at a fundraiser for Sheldon Whitehouse, or rather a recognition banquet that was being held in his honor, and I was inside, protesting. He just voted for a bill which is going to allow American citizens to be detained on our own soil, by the military, indefinitely and without trial. And so people who want to paint this as a liberal movement, you have to explain to me why we were protesting the Progressive Democrats today, sending that award to the Sheldon Whitehouse.
Do the report me. Who, what, when, and where?
Sure, absolutely. Here is the Z bar on Wickenden. I'm standing right outside.
One of my old watering holes.
Absolutely. And so, the problem with this is that it's not just a left, right, or Democrat or Republican thing. We've got serious issues here. And, 1,800 calls to the governor over the holiday tree, and not one complaint about the loss of our civil liberties. And that's one problem. And the other one is that, they just got that pension reform passed. They claimed that was going to allow, privatization of people's pensions was going to bring in the money. Well, let's see if we can pry money out of their hands to house these homeless this winter. We're going to be marching on the State House, and we'll see. The governor's more concerned about whether we bring tents than whether or not the people that are in tents in the first place are not even allowed to stay in them at home.
So do you intend to pitch tents in the State House lawn?
Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it tomorrow. We're moving up there tomorrow, roughly around 2. We're having the rally, so we're leaving from at 12 p.m. Marching around. We're pushing for 3 direct pieces of legislation, buddy. We're not just going up there to complain. Why
do you do it on Saturday? Why do you do it on Saturday when no legislators are there? And
we're trying to get people up there. We're trying to get people involved.
Michael, let me give you a little meter advice. News staffs are at the lowest levels on Saturdays and Sundays. Number one, okay?
They've been on the lowest level for 10 years, buddy. They don't anymore.
Learn something, okay? I work here, okay? I want to help you, okay? Take some advice. Saturdays are the lowest levels of media of attendance. In other words, because they don't have the personnel on staff, because there's overtime and there's economics involved in this. Am I right, Ronzo?
Absolutely. Saturday is the slowest day of circulation from newspaper, TV, radio, you name it.
Number 2, the only thing you might get out of it is the Sunday circulation of the Journal is the biggest. So you might get a picture in the paper or something like that. But as far as the news on Saturday night, I would say, Ron, that's the least watched news, wouldn't you say?
It is.
Okay.
So that's not opinion. That's based on
numbers. Okay. So now you do this on Saturday. I'm not saying don't do it on Saturday. It's probably convenient for you to do it on Saturday. But if you say you want media attention, Saturday, that's when you announce bad news. Saturday, Friday night late, you announce bad news. If you have a bad thing to announce as mayor or governor, so you do it Saturday. You understand?
Well, I think there's some bad news, buddy, but I think you're absolutely right. You've got a lot to learn.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just making...
Well, I appreciate that. That's a good point.
But tell me, you're going to pitch tents, and do you expect that those tents will be able... Do you want to keep those tents on the State House lawn permanently, or as in Burnside Park?
This is part of a one-night protest. This is something we've done that's been done before, not by us, but by the Homeless Advocacy Project and others to bring up these things. But,
all right, so I remember they pitched tents for one night and then leave. Okay.
No, the really scary thing right right now, as far as I'm concerned, is that people, I think more than ever in this state and elsewhere, are afraid to service reality. We're really afraid to take a long look at some of what's going on.
Yep.
And I think that shows with the attention that you get around something like the holiday tree, where people are willing to complain and be afraid and scared of the idea of losing that very important value of Christmas, which is, respectable to some. But then on the other hand, aren't willing to look at some of these really scary core situations that are facing us. And that's the thing that disappoints me the most about my country right now, and I'm hoping we can change that.
All right, let me get on to this. You're down at the Z Bar in Providence, and you are protesting the Progressive Democrats event that is geared to present an award to Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, and they're giving him an award, and you're protesting it. You protesting it because of the also because of the insider trading accusations made against him?
Well, that's another piece of it. What disappoints me the most, yeah, exactly, buddy. We've got, you go inside and you hear a whole different tune coming from a politician when he's inside with people, and you understand this, that, inside all of a sudden preaching to the choir, basically putting out the progressive gospel, which we can blame them. But then you see a whole different story, supposedly this company or these corporations or Wall Street and so forth, using our language of the Occupy movement, which is good. I mean, it's good to see that people are asking the right questions on some level. But
now,
then,
what was the award they gave him?
Oh, it's it's an award essentially for being a good progressive Democrat, a nice strong blue donkey, team member as far as I'm concerned, which is great. I mean, more power to the Democratic Party.
Well, he's the one that Whitehouse is the one that was a poster child along with John Kerry and Nancy Pelosi and all for insider trading. For when they got word that the economy was going to fall off a cliff, they sold their bank stocks and they sold their Amgen stocks when they found out that Medicare wasn't going to reimburse for the cancer drug that they were producing. The minute they found that out, they sold their Amgen stock.
No, that's really right, buddy. This stuff goes on so much.
So how do you get a progressive award for that? I mean, Sheldon raises money from all the big lobbyists and all the people.
If all Sheldon Whitehouse and these other, Republicans and Democrats were doing was taking money and running, that would be one thing. But in the meantime, they're passing laws and legislation which further restrict our rights, further create a government and a state which is able to do that and restrict those rights, and aren't going after those people. You know very well that after the, this is a big question. After the savings and loan crisis, there was over 1,000 prosecutions and arrests, and it was the 70th the size of this housing crisis. And now what we're looking at is, even though it's that much larger, you don't hear about any arrests. You don't see people going after them. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. These gentlemen and ladies are padded with money all the way up to the neck.
I mean, all the progressives that I know, Nancy Pelosi, she and her husband cashed in on IPOs, initial public offerings on stock with Visa, and made $200,000 in a couple of hours. I mean, because
she can keep her couple $100,000. I want to know why we've got people voting that the military is allowed to arrest citizens on our soil, or not going after some of these deeds which they're getting people foreclosed on. We're halfway into a crisis. It's a shame.
Mike,
I think it's bad enough that they're doing that.
I got to run. I just want to get the lay of the land with you. You're right at the Z Bar, and how many people are there at the event?
I'd say right now, I don't know, a couple dozen or so.
24 people. That's all?
Yeah, I mean, it could be 30, 40. I mean, that's about that.
Yeah.
It's one of these mixtures. And you go to these, really
how many protesters were there besides you?
Let's see. I'd say about 20 or 30 made it down. We're protesting at some point.
So you were outside the restaurant or inside?
Oh, no, I paid. I was the only one that paid $30 man, and decided to listen to see what was going to get said.
But how's that a protest when you paid $30 to go?
Oh, no, well, I'm going to go back in and try to eat my way back out of the place and make it worth my $30, but at the same time.
But how were you protesting by buying a $30 ticket?
No, well, everyone else was outside, sitting there to actually argue with the senator on whether or not he was actually servicing democracy with some of his aides.
Oh, in other words, they actually were protesting him when he came in.
Oh, yeah, no, he sat up to listen to our quick statement. I mean, the big statement is, really, why exactly would you vote for a bill that would allow people to arrest them on soil? But,
what did he say?
For the bad guys, buddy.
What did he say?
It's a bill that's only for those. It's this bill that's this whole idea of arresting American citizens on our soil. It's only for bad guys, of course. Like Al Qaeda and terrorists. And, we know that.
Yeah, but anybody else could get arrested.
Terrorists don't have names like Mike McCarthy or Buddy Cianci. They have names like Al-Maliki and stuff like that. So that's the excuse. But that's the kind of stuff that got Germany in the position it was in the 30s. So
tell me something. Did you? Did he send you meatballs and spaghetti?
No, this time he's making us pay, so I guess we got our right already, buddy, and now we're going to have to eat on his time. Yeah, on our own time. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so you are protesting Sheldon Whitehouse award by the progressives. There are as many protesters there as there are people who are in favor of the award. Am I correct?
Well, I mean, there's as many protesters here as people that were able to pay the $30 to go inside. I can put it that way.
All right, so some people paid $30. You guys stayed outside and protested Sheldon Whitehouse and the award. And he couldn't buy you guys off with a meatball and a piece of some spaghetti, right?
Doesn't look like it anyway. We're going to keep on it.
All right, Mike McCarthy, thanks. Stay in touch.
Yep, God bless. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, Mike McCarthy, reporting live from the Z Bar in Providence, where Sheldon showed up to get an award and found himself being protested by the Occupy Providence people.
There were more protesters than there were people in the
so
city.
he said. Yeah.
Media gatherings where people we're going to start holding a lot more workshops to get people to understand how they can participate in media. We've said it many times, and a lot of people have come forward with a lot of great skills. We'd love for people to start being able to make use of those skills in a way that suits them and works well for the movement. Also, at the same time, there is a studio down